Hello everyone and welcome back to SoulGamer78 review of the E3 press conferences. This time, it's Microsoft. Now, Microsoft showed off a lot of games. In fact, if you're just counting the amount of things shown off, Microsoft probably had the most. They started off with Halo 5 Guardian. We knew this was coming, we knew this was coming. There is no way that Microsoft could have had this E3 without showing Halo 5. Everyone was already excited for it, so we already knew it was coming, but still, nonetheless, it was pretty good. Recore looks interesting. I'm not sure if I'll buy it, but Recore does look interesting, so it's pretty good that they showed it off. Then they moved on to a big thing. Something that many fans have criticized the Xbox One over. No, not the DRM that doesn't actually exist. Backwards compatibility. They have made the Xbox One backwards compatible. I'm excited for it. I don't think it's necessary, but I am glad that they showed it. And here's just hoping that Sony also managed to do that. The Xbox One Elite controller, I'm not sure why they really showed that off here. It looks good, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be expensive as hell. Fallout 4. Alright, for any of you that don't know me, I am a huge Bethesda fan. Most of the games that they have made, I've enjoyed. And the very fact that they said the Xbox One will be able to be modded will be able to mod Fallout 4. You can just download PC mods onto the Xbox One and play Fallout 4 that way. Got me excited as all hell. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, I mean, it looks nice, but I really didn't think they needed a second Garden Warfare game. I guess the first one sold a lot. The EA Access thing, yeah, whatever. Forza Motorsport 6. I'm not a big fan of racing, but if I'm going to be 100% honest, the game does look good. Like, the graphics looks really nice, but I'm not really sure if I'll pick that up. Dark Souls 3 looks fantastic. I really don't think I need to go into much explanation for the Dark Souls series. Every single game so far has been really good. Gigantic also looks pretty good. Gears of War 4, meh. Gears of War Ultimate Edition, meh. The next thing after Fallout 4 that got me extremely excited was the Microsoft HoloLens. I'm not sure how you really pronounce that, but if I'm to be quite honest, it looks fantastic. I'm just hoping that with something this advanced, they don't screw it up. They don't mess it up. They deliver on the product they promise, which is something that most developers and inventors today really doesn't deliver on. But I hope with something as big as this, the HoloLens, whatever you pronounce it, I hope they delivered it. I am super excited for Fable Legends. Fable, the original game, was one of my favorite games on the original Xbox 360. So I'm really excited for that. Ion seems pretty interesting, and they also showed off a bunch of other miscellaneous games that really didn't catch my attention, but I could understand why they were at E3. So while they didn't catch my attention, they did have a spot at E3. Finally, they showed off a bunch of indie titles. Some of the ones that looks interesting were the Soleus Project, The Flame of the Flood, and a bunch of others ones. And that ended it off the E3. And if I'm gonna be honest, Microsoft E3 was actually pretty good. It was better than average, but I honestly think they should have shown off more first-party titles. More things like Halo, but honest to God, for what they showed, it was a pretty good E3. It was a bit above average. It definitely wasn't like Nintendo's. Anyway, that'd be all for what I have to say for Microsoft. This is SoulGamer78. Thanks for watching, and this is SoulGamer78. Hello everyone, this is SoulGamer78, and this is the E3 Sony overview. To be quite honest, I decided to put Microsoft and Sony's press conference together due to the fact that they were both really good, but because of that, I didn't have much to talk about. it's a lot easier to say why something messed up than why they did something right. You understand what I'm saying? Probably not. But that's just my take on it. Sony started off better than every other company at E3 this year. They started off with The Last Guardian. No one was expecting this. Literally no one was expecting this. The game has been in rumor cycle, the rumor place, for nearly a decade now. The fact that not only did they prepare a Last Guardian trailer, they also showed gameplay, which is really good. They showed here Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks interesting. I look forward to it, and it was pretty good. They showed Hitman, then Street Fighter 5, then No Man's Sky. They all look interesting. They were all good titles to pick for E3. This is what I mean. I can only say it's good, and they did something right so many times. Next they showed Destiny, which I believe is probably one of the weakest moments of their E3. Yes, the weakest moment of Sony's E3 press conference was leagues better than some other press conferences at their highest points. The Assassin's Creed Syndicate looks pretty good. Firewatch, they showed Firewatch after that. Final Fantasy VII, here's the thing. Lots of the games that Sony showed at their E3 press conference was basically the same showcase when Square Enix showed their games. I'm not sure what's going on there, but Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy, a bunch of other games made by Square Enix, they were all shown to be nearly exactly the same as the games shown in Square Enix press conference. I don't know what's up with that, but okay. Batman Arkham Knight, they showed that. The next game they showed was Rigs Project and PlayStation View. It looks good again. Like I can't just keep on saying the same thing over and over again. I can only say the game looks good in a limited amount of times. They showed a bunch of other games after that, and they wrapped it all off with Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, which was the perfect way to wrap it up. They showed two hype games, one to start it off and one to end it. In my opinion, if we're just speaking about I can't speak objectively, if we're talking only about objective games and removing all my bias for Bethesda, Sony won E3. You can't argue against that. They showed more big reveals than any other games. All of these games that they showed are bound to move PlayStation 4s. They're already at the top. They already have the biggest amount of sales. The games they showed here are just gonna move the system more. Now, there is one part of the E3 that I feel is regrettable. Is that they barely showed any PlayStation Vita games. Like, I don't think they even showed a single PlayStation Vita. I'm just going up and scrolling. They might showed one or two, but the PlayStation Vita is in desperate need of sales right now. And the fact that they didn't even show any PlayStation Vita games kinda isn't looking good for the system. But you know, aside from that, they did a great job this year. They did a fantastic job this year. And again, if it was only objectively speaking, but Sony won this year's E3. I mean, what can I say? This is SoulGamer78 signing out.